Hey everyone, we have another word from our sponsor from Liquid IV. So if you'll give me a minute, we'll start the show soon. It's cold and flu season, if you haven't noticed. A lot of my friends and family are getting sick, so it's really smart to stay hydrated with Liquid IV. Just rip the convenient packet, add water, and stay hydrated. My favorite flavor is watermelon because it tastes really good and it's not as sweet as the other sports drinks I've had. Liquid IV contains 5 essential vitamins: B3, B5, B6, B12, and vitamin C. All that probably help with not getting sick, at least. Not to underestimate the 3 times the electrolytes of other leading sports drinks. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code NERDBS, all lowercase, and one word. At checkout, that's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code NERDBS at liquidiv.com. Now, thank you for listening, and we'll go to this show. Hello and welcome to another episode of Nerd BS. I'm Alan and I'm joined with Tomas.
Hey, what's up? How's everyone doing?
I just want to make sure you didn't fall asleep. And I think Kyle's over there too.
I'm here and I'm awake.
He's awake. All right, we're all awake. It's been exhausting couple weeks. We got
it really has. It really has.
You guys got a lot of rain down there, right? We got like 4 feet of snow, roughly.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, we got a lot of rain.
4 feet, like really?
Yeah, not even conspiracies, but I'm hearing the government is seeding the clouds. I'm just
dude. Whatever website you're on, you need to.
I will find it for you guys, and it's a government website. They have to log it when they do it. So, and it has to be available for the public.
I'm telling you, I didn't say it was not reputable. I'm just saying you got to get off of it.
I'm saying it's hooey. I'm just gonna say it. It's hooey.
You gotta say what?
It's hooey.
You're hooey.
No, it's hooey.
Yeah,
and a hooey to you too.
Wahooey. It's February 13th, 2024. It is episode 3 of this current year, which is the year I said before. That rhymed. That's weird. And
nice.
We are on Tuesday, and tomorrow is Valentine's Day. I don't know what's something that you think of when you think of Valentine's Day, besides smooches and all that stuff, but like a piece of entertainment. What is something you think of? Video games, music, movies, off top of your head. I know, no warning.
Yeah, that's a good one. Something related to Valentine's Day.
Outcast.
That's nice.
Rose.
Oh, okay.
Speaker box and Low Below the Happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a nice.
Actually, I thought of Love Actually, that movie, which is, I know it's a Christmas movie.
Nerd.
But that's what came to my mind. Nerd. I don't even like that movie.
I don't like it either. That's why I said that.
But I've suffered through it a few times.
Yeah.
For date night. So
yeah.
After the third time, I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. What about you, Alan?
I can't even think of it. I asked the question.
What the heck?
I know. I said it was off the fly. I said it was off the fly. Okay.
Okay.
And the first thing that comes to my head: 10 Things I Hate About You. That's a rom-com.
Okay.
I think
actually that's a good movie.
That's a good one.
It is a good movie. I'm just saying it's a rom-com, so it counts. So I win.
Oh,
all right.
I mean, wow. Would the mask count?
Does what?
Would the mask count with Jim Carrey?
Yeah, you
Just
could get away
'cause
with it.
there's a he does have that when I think the love
There's
story
that
doesn't really count,
whole
but the big heart coming out of his chest, I
yeah,
think that's what does it. That
and
puts it
doesn't
over
he
the edge.
give her like a big bouquet of flowers at one point?
That movie's great. I just
It
want
is
to watch
fantastic.
that now. Okay,
That was
confirmed.
yeah.
Mask is now a Valentine's Day movie.
You
Yeah.
know what? It does check
We're-
a lot of boxes. That's
We're
for
starting
certain.
here. Yeah.
Do they
Yep.
even say date in that film? I'm curious now. Like I'm thinking, but it's definitely like in the spring or summer. It's definitely like around that. I don't think fall. It doesn't feel like a fall.
No,
Yeah.
no. It's like a summer night, springtime kind of movie for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, nice movies, but I feel like I was going to go somewhere with that, but I am because we all watched a movie because a movie just came out a couple days ago, The Marvels. So
Then
we all
Marvels.
didn't want to see this. I think at least me, I didn't want to see. Okay, so
I wanted to see it.
I liked
Oh, you
Kamala
did?
Khan.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
I actually liked Miss Marvel the show, but this movie, nothing about it piqued interesting to me, and I was not jumping out of my seat waiting for it.
What about the
I
I mean,
first?
I wasn't jumping out of my seat for it, but I did want to see it.
What about the first Miss Marvel movie?
Ooh,
No.
see, I think that's why is because I really didn't like that movie. I mean,
Yeah.
my wife seemed to like
Okay.
it. My wife seemed to like it, but I did not seem to like it. What about you, Kyle?
It was okay. I remember it was kind of like on the decline of Marvel movies when I watched it. Like, oh, it wasn't up to par because it came out
Yes,
during
true.
peak Marvel time
Mm-hmm.
to give her some backstory, but it was just like a nostalgia bait kind of.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of time-based movies, like not like period pieces is what I like to call them, which I think is what they're called. Whereas it was in the 90s, so it was like one of
You
the.
can't. No. We're not calling the '90s period piece.
I'm sorry, because I remember when that movie came out, it was like a big deal that was like a period piece of the 90s because most of us would assume the 90s was like, not too long ago. Yeah, yesterday. But it has been 23 years since the 90s.
4 years.
24 years, correct. But what about we didn't get your opinions on Miss. I don't think you said anything about Miss Marvel. Was it Miss? It's not Miss Marvel. It's Captain Marvel, right? Was the film?
It was Captain, yeah.
Captain Marvel. What did you think about Captain Marvel when you saw the first Captain Marvel?
Who?
Tomas.
Oh, I mean, I wasn't too thrilled with it. It was whatever.
Yeah, she felt stiff. I think there's a lot of people were complain about. I got that, which was
she felt stiff in this one too.
She did. She didn't really feel much more like she definitely felt. They tried to make her more lively. I'll give them that, but I didn't feel it.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like she wants to be there.
No, it really doesn't.
Like her as a person.
Honestly, the woman who played the woman who played Kamala Khan.
Yeah,
she was, and I thought Nick Fury also came to the table to play. He did a good job, I thought.
Yeah, I just don't like how goofy he is now, but he was at least entertaining.
Well, the movie itself was it definitely had a real goofy vibe. Like they were trying to.
So here's the thing, though. I actually kind of liked the Marvels. I'm not gonna say it was a work of art or amazing or you have to go see it. But in terms of sitting down on a Saturday night with my fiance to watch a movie, it was fine. It was perfect. Like we laughed, we had snacks, we had a good time, and this is something that I feel like comic book movies are starting to do. And I don't know if it's honestly such a bad thing because I feel like comic books were like this too. There were some comic book series that were just great, like Civil War, Kyle. I remember I had to read all of Civil War. But, I mean, a Miss Marvel comic I would have never read.
But I would disagree with you just for the simple fact this is a movie. This is not like comics. They run for years. They're running they're either going weekly, they're going bi-weekly, maybe monthly. This is like a movie. This is a one-time thing, one shot.
Yeah, but Alan, these characters have been around for multiple years.
I'm just saying I feel like they don't get an excuse just because sometimes a story's bad.
I'm not giving it an excuse. I'm saying that there are people that, for example, I would have never picked up a Miss Marvel story, but there are people that like the character. There are people that like the
Yeah.
space travel, the fun,
I like Miss
and
Marvel.
those people would have picked up her comic. And I
I'm
feel
confused. What are you guys disagreeing about?
yeah,
I don't know
I
anymore.
don't know, because that's what I was trying to say, was that I feel like this is what the movies are doing now, is there are these epic movies that we're all going to want to watch, like Endgame and stuff like that. And then there are going to be ones like Miss Marvel and the Marvels
I guess
that
that's
some of us are going to like and others of us are going to be like, no, this was bad.
what I'm disagreeing
Right.
about, is because I think every movie should be somewhat epic in a way. They kind of need to push that envelope. I mean, it
Really?
needs to be really good. Yes,
Or-
it has to be. It's
I
it's
would
a big
argue
event.
that
If it was a series, I'd agree with you. Not
I-
every episode needs to be epic, but
I-
like
I-
a movie, you get one
would-
movie.
I would argue that in this day and age, no, you don't get one movie at all. You
I
get
don't know.
a
There's
lot
only
of
one
movies.
Marvel movie coming out this year.
But you get a lot of movies. I mean, how many times have they
Yeah.
rebooted certain characters and stuff like that? I don't think you get one movie. Number one. Number two, I don't
You know
think
what?
art.
It really
I don't
doesn't
think-
matter that
I don't.
much.
I don't think art always has to push the envelope. I think art.
I'm
can
not
just
saying it has to
there
be push the envelope, but it
entertain.
should be good.
We'll see, but good is a matter of perspective.
actually
It's
should be great.
subjective. Great is subjective.
It is for sure.
So I disagree. I think if it's great for some people, it might not be great for you, but that doesn't mean the movie is necessarily not doing what it's supposed to do.
Right. And what
Okay.
part of this movie wasn't like epic? It was a pretty big ordeal.
Yeah,
I thought
they definitely tried.
it did a good job. I
Well, I didn't say that.
thought it did a
You're stretching here.
I thought it did a good job. I didn't, I mean, I've seen Marvel do much worse.
Right.
And
I'm trying to think what. I guess I didn't watch Ant-Man.
I mean,
The Eternals.
yeah, the Eternals.
I didn't watch the
was-
Eternals either. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another one. Yeah, see, there
I
you go.
like the Eternals, but it's kind of on the same level.
Same
It's
level.
just like, yeah, it was kind of like that one.
But
I feel like they tried to push. They tried to do something different.
Yeah,
This one seemed a little bit more check the box.
I also feel like, though, in my personal opinion, something that I found interesting so in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I felt like the multiverse was very uncreative.
Oh, I agree. Oh yeah,
I would have much rather
much more.
I would have much rather seen them get stuck, even though I don't like singing in my movies. I would have much rather seen them get stuck in a singing universe than in a universe where you walk when all the lights turn red instead of green. Like I don't know. I felt like it was creative, so I give points to the Marvels for that, because I felt like they actually tried to make something creative and interesting, and if it was or wasn't, that's up to the audience. But
Right.
I
know what you're
felt like
saying.
they tried. Like,
Yeah, that title, Doctor Strange, was misleading because you
Yeah,
thought, or
it
at least
really
I
was.
thought we were going to go to all sorts of different
Yeah.
worlds, and we
I
went
could
to
see,
like
I
Yeah.
could see that.
2, 3,
yeah,
But
and they were boring.
I
Yeah.
loved that. I loved that one actually, but that was reasons. I love the horror aspects, but beyond the point.
Mm.
But I really liked that film. But that we're not talking about Multiverse of Madness. Well, we're talking about Marvels here.
Well,
So
it-
Miss Marvel,
it-
Marvels. Sorry.
It was used as an example.
Yeah, I was just making sure we weren't getting off track here. But anyways, so, well, why don't you start going with off of what you thought about it, Kyle? Because I don't think you've said a whole lot.
Yeah,
But
go
obviously,
for it.
you have a different opinion.
Right. I thought it was very not even okay, like just below okay. Like they put something together, and Kamala Khan, she carried like the energy.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. And the other two
Mhm.
kind of like were there
Yeah,
just in general. And Nick Fury was funny. It's like, yeah, okay, but like I don't want him to be funny.
Mm.
Which is fine. The other thing is like I didn't watch all of the Miss Marvel show,
Mm.
so there seemed to be a little bit coming into this that you probably should know about. But I watched the first episode, so I know that she had a wristband. It's like okay, I knew that. And then Secret Invasion happens. I think
Yeah, I
before
didn't
this.
Oh my
Secret
god, that's
Invasion.
another one I didn't watch.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay,
see the
all right.
Secret Invasion.
So Nick Fury has a whole new perspective about the Skrulls and everything because of that show. And I watched some videos about it, so I knew kind of what was happening. But
was there something related to it?
I don't know for sure, but I thought because the Skrulls were there and Nick Fury was there was probably something that I was missing from not seeing Secret Invasion.
His relationship with him.
I watched Miss Marvel, the show, but I feel like they just explained everything. Like they said pretty much anything that was vital to the story out loud. So
in the movie, you mean?
in the movie. So I don't think you needed to watch Miss Marvel after watching it. I feel like there was nothing that was like desperately needed.
Yeah, but it's kind of like what Tomas was saying. Like it's like reading the the second to last chapter of a comic book and going, oh wait a minute, all this backstory of this character though, right? Like, so I'll just say this: I want to know more about Khan. Because of that, I may or may not go watch the show. Who knows? I tried Loki. Side note, real quick. I tried watching Loki season 2. I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it through the first episode.
I haven't gone. Yeah, that's one I keep meaning to go back to. That and Echo. Oh my god, there's so much.
Yeah, I do want to do Echo. I am excited for Echo. I want to see what it's going to be.
They're just running around the timekeepers building. It's like, I'm so sick of this. Anyways, going back to the Marvels. Overall, it was too long. I think we mentioned that either before the show or whatever. It was just most of them become too long. There's so much downtime of them trying to explain the plot, and it's like, we get it. It's the Spaceballs plot. They want to suck the air out of the planet.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well.
She went from suck to blow.
Yeah.
So they and they did the villain dirty. Like she could have been way more interesting. Okay.
Yeah, they did that. They did that with Love and Thunder too, which really ticks me off because I thought
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like they haven't. It's because they put their money on Kang, and now the whole thing's happened with Jonathan Majors,
right? And now he's fired. So
yeah,
whoopsie.
So now I think they're scrambling a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like. I want to say Love and Thunder did it worse in that sense because I think they hyped that character up a little bit more.
Yeah, I do think they hyped up. I think they hyped up Kang, and then they got screwed.
But
So to finish what I was saying, like they do that a lot with the villains, right? She was. I don't know. They've done some really great makeup on some of these villains, and she was just wearing a suit, and I was like,
really
okay.
Plain.
What?
Yeah,
so what was
really
with that? I couldn't understand why were some of them that were from that planet not blue, and then some of them they just look like people.
Well,
and then some of them were blue.
If you look at the Kree planet, though, when they go there, the Kree planet's really diverse as well. There were purple people on it. There were
but they all looked generally the same. The other planet looked. Like, if they were just different colors, that'd be fine. But they just looked like there was humans, and then also, I don't even know what that race is. Ronin people? They're Ronin, right? That's
well, they're Kree.
The guy.
I think they're all Kree.
The Kree were the green guys, or the green people.
No, that's the Skrull. The Skrull are the Kree.
Skrull, you're right. You're right. They are Kree. Okay, well, I'm just getting them confused. Either way, so the Kree, some of them are blue, and some of them just look like humans.
And some of them are purple, and some of them are.
Well, I was fine with the purple and stuff because, like, you got Twi'leks, you got Romans. They can be different colors and stuff, but they look relatively similar. They all look like a race.
I'm not worried about the color. I'm just like, if you think about Hela in Thor 3 or whatever, which one was it? I think it was the third one. His sister, right? Yeah. When they did her like helmet, and it was all like
Ragnarok.
Yeah, right. Like the whole pointy helmet hair thing, like that kind of stuff. Like I want over the top comic book looking characters.
It's
and
true.
I was like, and the villain, she had hair and eyes, and
and a hammer.
some weird things in her
Yeah.
teeth. I don't know what that was about. That was
I missed that.
So,
Okay, one question
yeah.
though: did she die? I
I think she
I was
died.
trying to make dinner
I
at
think
the
she
bit.
died.
Pretty sure she died.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't
so she's
remember.
just gone, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like falling asleep, man. When it was hype, I was like, okay, cool, there's stuff going on. But then like when they're on the stupid singing planet and all sorts of other things, I was like, okay, well, I guess it's nap time. And I was just
I'll admit
I was
some of
having
the
a rough time.
action was pretty good.
Yes, some of the
I
action
didn't
was really
expect that.
cool. Even the like you guys said before, Kamala Khan kind of held it together, which props to her because I did like
Just-
Miss Marvel
she had-
and I like
She had
her.
the best energy. for
Yeah,
sure.
she had the best.
And there was a couple moments between the three Marvels that did, almost get a tear to my eye, with the emotions, which was nice. Feeling emotions as a robot, it feels nice. But as for anything else, though, I can't think of like anything. The cat thing was interesting, but at the same time, it was
Yeah,
kind of like, okay.
I thought it was fun.
It was definitely there just
It's
to
a
be fun.
it's a creative way to fix the problem, though, and that's this is what I keep saying about the Marvels that I appreciated was that it was creative, except for the bad guy, Kyle. I will give you that. The villain
Yeah.
was not creative at all.
She's
Yeah.
boring.
But the other stuff they did was really creative, in my opinion, because I was like, oh, okay, that's cool, and
Also, there was like
I
weird.
I
stuff,
could
like, why were
appreciate
they-
that.
Why did they bring the parents up to the spaceship?
Oh
didn't
yeah, I
understand
mean that was just dumb.
I was just like,
but,
I was like watching. I started thinking about. I was like, you know what? I don't think this is worth thinking about. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
leave this
at a
alone.
cer-
I'm gonna let this slide.
that's what I mean. Like for me, it just became a point of like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy it. And if this makes me laugh, and if this makes me go enjoy, then it's a good movie. And that's kind of my thing. Like, yes, I would love to see another Endgame, or I would love to see another like the first Iron Man. But I think a lot of it is that we've become jaded, and I think a lot of it is that
Mhm.
we've become spoiled. Like,
Well, I don't know about spoiled, but
and I'm not spoiled. And
jaded,
I
yes.
mean,
jaded, maybe yes and no. I feel
Well,
like
here-
if it would, we'll see
here's
when
what-
Deadpool comes out. Because if Deadpool 3 comes out and it knocks my socks off,
of
because
course,
it
it's
does
gonna knock
everything
the socks
right.
off. It's
well,
going to.
but here's why we're jaded is because we've seen bad after bad movies.
Yeah,
Like, it's
no,
like-
I'm
Yeah,
not
it's true.
saying.
So
I'm
they
not-
they have to come back, right? That has to
Yeah.
be better than what they're putting out, and it's not. And it's like, so yeah, I am jaded. It's like, yeah, do better. Like this stuff
Yeah,
is
I'm not.
boring. Yeah.
I'm not saying that's a bad thing or anything. I'm just
Right.
saying that there is a point where and it's also on the directors and the movie crew and stuff where yes, they need to put out better things. But I don't know, because I was just seeing all the reviews online about how much people hated it and stuff, and I just felt like it didn't deserve that much hate. Like,
I don't recall seeing a lot of hate. I kind of
did.
recalled like a very lukewarm. Like it was
I
like
saw
not,
a lot
there
of.
wasn't a lot of hype or good about it, but there wasn't. I don't remember a lot of hate either.
Yeah, I saw a
It
lot of
wasn't-
negative.
Maybe
stuff.
I
I
don't
was
know.
missing it.
I don't know if it was hate, but this is what like the biggest kick in the groin for them is. It's a $270 million budget to make it,
Mhm.
right? And I'm sure you guys have heard this, but Godzilla Minus One was a $15 million movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Which one would you rather see? Like,
Oh yeah, heck, of course.
I mean,
Minus
but
one.
they've proved this over and over and over again, like they did with the not Area 51. What was that movie called? With the robots, and it was done by Peter Jackson, and it
What?
was
You talking about District 9 or District?
Yeah, District 9. That was a huge success, and its budget was virtually nothing. Like,
And it wasn't that
so
great either.
that's what, yeah,
it was a huge success. Like, it
I
really
believe you.
was.
I'm just saying. I just thought it
Critically-
was boring.
I did too.
Uh,
I didn't like that movie.
I actually thought it was really good,
But it's, I
um,
mean, yeah, this reaffirms my point of like, you can't just shove money.
no, you
into
can't
a
just shove
project.
money to make something good.
You need
Not
to-
right.
There has to be passion behind it. There has to be somebody helming it that's saying, this is what I want. This is what I want to see.
Yeah,
And, good or bad, this is how it's going to go. And there's probably just way too many chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah,
Too many cooks in the
can see
kitchen.
that. I can see that.
Okay, so I want to move on to better topics. So we're gonna go around real quick. We're gonna do a review. I forget, what did we decide on? 5 out of, I think we did 5 now.
Are we
Go,
on
Tomas.
out of 5? Okay, I would say like probably a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Median.
I wish we'd do like 6 because it's more even that way. But
We're not arguing about this right now. Kyle, go.
Or if we're doing 5, it's
Yeah.
slightly nerdy. 2 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm going with 2 as well.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yep.
Yeah.
So feeling the same. I watched it because Tomas was watching it, and I watched it because there was gonna be I heard there was X-Men stuff, and there kind of was, but it was real letdown.
Yeah, if they open it up to the more X-Men, maybe I could get back into Marvel. But gosh, I'm also afraid that they're gonna butcher it.
I know, that's how I'm feeling too. I'm really, really hoping they're not gonna butcher. X-Men is. That's where I stand. I'm with the X-Men on that one, but I can't. I'm scared. Like, I'm really worried what they're gonna do with the whole thing because they're trying to like combine universes and
because they own it all
make
now.
things work. It's yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We shall see.
But we shall move on to some video games. So we had what was the title of it, Kyle? Do you remember the title? I think it's go ahead.
Silent
Hill. Yeah.
A short message. Is what the title
short
is.
message.
Which it's like, which is good to know because it's a demo, basically.
Mm.
And I don't even know if you can call it a demo of more of like
it's like a mini game, yeah.
A mini game. They have a bunch of projects coming out, so it's like a demo for the upcoming stuff they got coming out, basically.
Yeah,
to get you hype. But
so
yeah,
it was like an
Silent
answer,
Hill, and it's
yeah,
free.
it was like an answer to PT, right? To the confusion of PT. Like everybody was like, "Where's PT? Where's PT?" But it was really because Kojima was. I don't know if he was leaving or what was going on behind the scenes, but obviously he's no longer involved, so they're not going to do that. This is their
PT. This ain't.
This is not PT.
I want to say
I
that
feel
right
like
now.
it was definitely a spiritual successor, right? Because this is it was very similar. I mean, you just kind of going through hallways and seeing scary stuff.
But you
Things are
don't
changing.
You don't go through the same hall. Well, I guess you kind of do, huh? I don't know. This one was way more on the nose. Like,
you think so?
Yeah, because they give you the warning in the front, like about.
Oh my goodness! Every loading screen.
Yeah, like I get it. So they give you that warning, which is fine, which is good, and I like they're trying to bring awareness to that.
Yeah,
good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dark subject.
It is dark, and bring some light to it, but it was very much on the nose of like, here, this person's sad, this person's also sad. They're gonna go take their life. It's like they just. Well, PT was like, I have no idea what's happening. No one's talking to me. No one's saying anything.
It's true. Yeah.
I just hear babies crying, and there's people upstairs, and I just want to get out of here, but I can't. And this one was very much like, here, this is what's happening. I'm very sad. I had a very difficult situation in my life, and I'm very sad about it. It's like, okay.
They really did push that overarching story for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, which was fine. It was done well, but like I said, for a Silent Hill game is very much on the nose. You don't get to interpret, which is usually the best part of Silent Hill. Is like, what could that be? Is that like a manifestation of his own fear?
Yeah,
or
I didn't think about that.
Monster? And so I enjoyed it. There was that first time you have to run rather than walk was scary.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty darn scary. And they didn't explain what that monster was either, so there was a little bit of interpretation. But by the end of it, on a gameplay level, that last time when you have to unlock the chains on the door,
oh my goodness, yeah,
that just turned into a chore, man.
It was a bit rough, yeah.
Eventually, I just got to the point where I could see the monster coming. I'm like, am I going to go left? Am I going to go right? You don't know. Juked you.
That's true. Yeah,
ankles,
it became that. You basically just kept doing it until you're scared at least we were kind of scared at first.
Oh yeah,
the first couple times.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden we got used to it, And then we were just watching through the chain link fence. We were finding the things like we were just, you got that one, you got that one, you got that one. Okay, let's go to the next one. It was just like a
and you expect it to be there when you open the door, and so you're like, oh, turn around, you'll never catch me. It turned into a weird game. Maybe that was the point. But to me, it was just a chore. It was like, come on, I know this is the end because it was the hardest part.
Yeah.
But and there was, they didn't give you any weapons, which is unlike any Silent Hill.
Yeah, but I think this is supposed to, because this was just a taste. This was supposed to be to get people to remember what Silent Hill was. And for those like my son, he hasn't been alive since, I don't think Silent Hill has come out since he's been alive.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that was going to be my question, was like, so you guys have played this before, but Skylar, someone who hadn't played it before, did he seem to enjoy it? He
enjoyed it. I mean, we enjoyed it enough to try to find something else to play in the meantime. Like we played Resident Evil 7. So we did definitely enjoy it. And he definitely enjoyed it. It was like, I don't know what we're going to do yet, because we got into Resident Evil because of it. Because there's really no way to play Silent Hill games on modern hardware right now. Is there? Am I mistaken?
I don't think. No, I think you're right.
I don't think there's anything way to play any Silent Hill game on modern hardware. Like I'd have to pull out another console or something.
Yeah. I think you're right.
So, like, there's nowhere to go. Now we're just waiting again, which I guess is great for Resident Evil. I mean, this is the second time that they've they kind of swooped that from Konami, because I mean, what happens with PT? Remember the whole PT thing, and then all of a sudden Silent Hill went away. I mean, that's basic. I mean, I can't say for certain, but I think we all kind of got the idea that Resident Evil 7 basically took that idea and ran with it.
Oh yeah.
And good on them. They knew what people were looking for. So they made it.
Yeah. They're Resident Evil, they're in a good spot right now. They're off and running, and Silent Hill is like getting on the track. You know what I mean? Like
but it was partially due to that, though, right? Because 7 really kicked it back, because that started all the remakes and everything, right? Wasn't 7 first, and they started making all the remakes? The 2.
Yeah, they started all the remakes. Was that after
2 and 3?
No. Yeah, it was after 7.
Yeah, it was after 7, because 7 kind of blew up.
Yeah, because once 7
wasn't the one you and I played, was it, Alan? That was 6,
we played 5 and we played 6.
5, that was it. Yeah, 5 and 6. We did a little bit 6.
Right, and 7 changed it all and just set them on a course of where they're at now.
Yeah, see, I don't think I played 7. I think I did 5, and I did a little bit of 6.
It's totally different.
Yes.
Way different.
So so you've played 7, right, Kyle? All the way through, or just...
No, parts of it.
Just parts of it?
I've seen it all the way through. I've watched speedruns. I'm never going to finish. That game is ridiculous.
I don't know how my son does it, but he's a beast when it comes to that game, because he has no issues. I got in the house, and then once all the lights went off and I was hearing things, I was like, I'm done. I think I'm good. And I handed it to my son, and he just knocked out the rest of it. But I will say that towards the latter half, it basically just becomes a first person Resident Evil game. I mean,
right? Yeah,
the monsters are everywhere. You get a lot of weapons. Yeah, it's just a Resident Evil game at that point.
That intro though is alone.
Yeah,
right. Like, if you just get through that part, you're like, this is good.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a Rob Zombie movie, Tomas?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically playing a Rob Zombie movie. It's so gross, and like, and there's just. It's terrifying, and you're in that close quarter house again, like the first Resident Evil, but it's not a mansion. It's not all elegant. It's just gross. So, yeah, that one kicked it off. I guess it was on the heels of PT.
Yeah,
which
it was a little while later. They definitely made the game after PT came out, because I think there was some original footage floating around a Resident Evil 7 as a third-person game.
They're just going to continue it. Yeah, they did the right move. But it's the thing with PT, if you own a PS4 with it on there, you could sell it for double the money.
No.
But
Yeah, I'm sure.
this Silent Hill game, no one's gonna care about. Like
So
it's not.
yeah, so I guess me and you know Silent Hill. Tomas didn't play it, but me and you do know Silent Hill. I think you know a little bit more than I do. Uh, but does this make you excited for the future of Silent Hill, or make you more excited for the remake of 2 to go back to more the
Oh,
roots, I guess, or
neither,
both? Neither. Okay.
neither. I makes me a little bit nervous. Like I said, there was no weapons. It's first person. This like
Not a
maybe
fan of
there's
first person either. Yeah.
yeah they it worked for Resident Evil, so
Yeah.
maybe it can work for Silent Hill, but there's never been a first person Silent Hill game.
Yeah.
So
That for PT.
I mean
Didn't
the
come out.
monster and the parts when you're like in Silent Hill, I guess, or man, and they even said like it's like a syndrome. Did you read all the stuff?
Yeah,
This
but it did say it's a syndrome, the Silent Hill syndrome or whatever. But they
yeah.
did mention that it's based off of the name came from the original town.
Right. It's
Mm.
just so yeah, like people are experiencing this phenomenon that were happening where they're being transported to Silent Hill. So like that the environment and the monster actually did look interesting, but so here for the remake of Silent Hill 2, which is like I think I've mentioned a perfect game in my mind.
Mhm.
I'm slightly hopeful, but I'm not getting my hopes up at the same time because I just there's been so many reboots and remakes that just fall so flat.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
a big
So
one. Yeah.
yeah, this is a big one. This is the granddaddy of the Silent Hill games,
Mhm.
and they're going straight for it. They skipped 1, went straight to 2, which is it's a bold move, Cotton. It's so
Yeah, I don't.
and they have other games coming out. I feel like
Mhm.
I don't know the timeline because they haven't released all the dates, but it's like why not put those out, get a feeler if people are
Mhm.
digging it, and then do the remake. I don't know. We'll see.
I
I
don't know
think they're
either.
trying to emulate Resident Evil, but the community as a whole is from I talk to a lot of people on Twitch. I hear a lot of the people that play the speedruns of Silent Hill,
Mhm.
and they're all just kind of like, yeah, it's going to come out. I'm not hopeful. We'll see.
Mhm.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
That's fine.
I
That's
think
what's
I think
up.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, I think I'm with you. I mean, I did enjoy it, but like I said, it made me want to just go play Resident Evil. I
Resident
mean,
Evil.
Right.
they should have released something with it, something you could have bought. I feel like they should have
Yeah.
released maybe a collection or something, or just the first game. Maybe
There's
I
a
don't know
mobile game you can get, which is terrible, but
exactly, but they should have released something that, like, maybe even just a remaster, or they could have
oh,
touched up
there you go.
3 and like they could have just touched it up because it was pretty decent and re-released it again, without adding. They didn't have to do too much work on it, just enough so there's
Yeah,
something there that you
yeah.
go, oh,
That,
more Silent Hill. Now I just have to
Mhm.
like try to keep what little bit of hype I got from that game that wasn't really that much of a hype. And also Capcom's they're already tickling what I need. So why do I care about more Silent Hill
tickling,
when
yeah,
they're right there?
tickling the
Yeah.
goodies. Hey, Konami, if you're listening, call. You're looking for a new marketing director. Call this guy, man.
Yep, I know what's going on
That
here.
is strange. Like, cause yeah, I guess part of me was like, yeah, I want to play a Silent Hill game now, but not in a good way. More of like to wash the bad taste out of my mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, yeah, remaster would have sold like hotcakes right now. So yeah, they missed an
And
opportunity.
it would have been more for that person to do, instead of nobody's going to be playing this game over and over and over again. You get one
No.
ending. There's nothing else to do.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it's not even. Yeah,
oh,
it wasn't even.
that's
that
what I
great.
wanted to say. How'd you feel about the live action?
Oh yeah, that's becoming a trend. I even forgot about that.
Yeah.
So the main character, you never see her live action, but you
Yeah.
go to her visions, her memories, and you're basically just watching actors play. It's interesting because this was a thing in the 90s, right? With like Sega CD and stuff, and then it just became like completely taboo because of how
What other
cheesy
games
it
have been
is.
doing it? Because I didn't know any other games that were doing.
Alan Wake 2.
Oh, Alan Wake did it? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I haven't played 2.
Senua, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice did
Didn't,
it.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
the Death Stranding do it also?
I think so. I think Death Stranding has it.
Well, I thought they did like a mocap type thing where they just took his face and put it in the game.
Well, I know
live
they
action
did
as well?
that. I know they did that, but I thought they did a live action thing.
I think-
too.
I
so.
wouldn't be able to tell you. I didn't like it. Is why I was getting at.
Oh,
It
okay.
felt weird. It felt weird going because you saw her the way she looks with the digital graphics, and then you saw the live action. It just didn't mesh well. It wasn't unsettling. It just felt off.
You can't do both.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is I just don't feel like you can do both. It was bugging me.
Yeah, that's where they messed up. Like if you are going to have a live action actor in that, then that's all they can be. They can't.
Yeah.
You can't CGI them in. You can't. You just can't.
It's too uncanny. It gets too uncanny valley.
Yeah, because like when we played Resident Evil 7, they obviously everybody it looks the same. Even your character, everybody looks the same, and it looked fine. But yeah, that was just going back and forth. It was like a high definition screen. Also, I hated there's no Japanese options, which annoyed me because all the voices were not dubbed right, and so it looked weird.
It looked terrible.
And I even went into the options because I was like, okay, was there an option to change to Japanese? Because I don't like this. And there isn't. So that was annoying too.
Which is weird. Yeah, it's so strange.
It really is. But anyways, I hate to keep us on this, but we're gonna move on. Do you want to give it a rating or should we just leave it alone? You do want to give a rating? All right. Yeah. I will give it
for you guys.
4. I'll give it a 4. It was actually really good. I felt it was really good for what it was.
4 out of 5, right?
Yeah, 4 out of 5, yeah. So
okay, 4 out of 5.
I feel like it was really good for what it was. It didn't give me hyped for Silent Hill. It could have been better, but I still feel like I had a really good time with it. And for the cost, free. I mean, I can't complain too much.
Yeah, free is hard to argue with.
A free little short game. I'm going to give it a 2 because you slap Silent Hill on there, and there's expectations. So 2 out of 5.
Yeah, but I think the most recent Silent Hill games are like a pachinko game. I mean, it's got what's the competition?
Yeah, but I'm telling you,
I know, I get it.
That's a valid point, but like, there's still expectations. Yeah, and the mobile game is garbage. So
yeah, but fortunately, or unfortunately, there's another game that apparently Tomas has been playing that is also a budget title. Why don't you take over, Tomas, to explain this one?
I mean, there's nothing like crazy about it or anything. It's called Helldivers.
Nothing crazy.
Well, I mean,
Helldivers 2.
Yeah, it's Helldivers 2. Thank you, Kyle. It's Helldivers 2. It's a first-person shooter.
First person.
Yeah,
I thought I heard it was third person.
Sorry, it's not first person.
I was like, wait,
right.
You guys been lying to me?
No, you're right.
I was like thinking about it, but now like first person, I don't know. I think I'm backing out.
Don't let him play.
Don't let me play.
Do you prefer first person shooters, Alan? Or
no, I don't. That's why I was excited that it was like, okay, third person, I can get behind. I can start getting behind it. But if it's first person,
no pun intended. No pun intended.
No
get behind
pun intended. Keep going,
but
Tomas.
Essentially, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Starship Troopers.
Yes.
Does it have like the humor from Starship? Does it like humor
yes,
involved?
Yes, okay. There's humor. It's definitely so like for example, you're a soldier for Super Earth, and you're fighting for.
Are you selling me?
Yeah, you're fighting for democracy, and like another great example is like you when you go to like name your ships, right? Your ship, you have like a choice of what to name it, right? And they give you certain words that you can put together, so you don't get to like type in your own name, but you get to use the options they give you. And
I love that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like so, for example, my ship is called the Hammer of Family Values. Like
That's great.
so yeah, I mean you can have a lot of fun with it. Like uh there's your soldiers will say funny things like you'll throw grenades in and they'll be like, how about a nice cup of democracy? And like it's over the top and ridiculous. Like but it's fun. It's not like Borderlands though, where the guns and everything are over the top. Like the guns look pretty, normal and stuff like that. It's just mainly the dialogue. Uh
Are you playing on PS5?
yeah.
And how does it run?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So
Oh,
what
I don't like
makes
the
this
sound of
game
this.
fun what makes this game fun is the co-op. That's what makes it fun, is playing with your friends. They have put quite a few patches out to try and make it easier to link up with people, and it has become easier, but it is still not very good. It'll drop you. It's hard to connect sometimes.
Yeah.
From what I heard from Brian, it's because like they didn't have enough room on like their servers or something, and so they put more room on, and the room was automatically filled again, and so it's just I guess it's they weren't expecting the game to do as well as they did, so they weren't ready for all the online activity.
Hmm.
That's what I've
Interesting.
heard at least.
That sounds like a one of those good problems to have
Yeah,
for a company.
yeah, it's definitely I think a good. I don't think they're suffering because I'm still enjoying it. And the thing is that it is similar to like uh, Modern Warfare or something like that, but where it differs with killing the bugs, and you can also kill like these Terminator things. Like at one point, we went to like the robot planet where you got to wipe out the robots, and they attack you in basically little AT-ATs, and it's
Mhm.
so fun. It is so fun to take them down.
That's cool.
Like
I haven't seen that
so,
yet.
yeah, you got to go to the robot planet. It's the other planet. I mean, the robot section. It's on the other side. But yeah, so it's really fun to play with your friends for a couple hours. Just shoot them up, have a good time, have some laughs. I don't know exactly how good the longevity of the game is going to be, but given that it's only like $40, I think
Yeah,
it's.
40
I think
bucks.
it's worth it. So
Yeah, $40 for a new game is like.
yeah,
I mean, this is a good time, right? There's not a
yeah,
lot of big games coming out right now.
no,
You pop a game out like that that's good and solid for $40, you're going to get a lot of sales.
yeah. So yeah, I thought it was
Solid.
really good. I really enjoyed it. I
Do you?
if you want to get in on it, Kyle, I'm sure you can. Myself, Bri, and Tot, we already play it, so we need a fourth person.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Well,
Or Alan, if you want to get in on it.
I got to go to Legoland this week, but
Yeah, yeah. I don't know right now, but if you did, have you played it enough to give it like a rating? Like, would you recommend somebody
I mean,
getting it right now, or would you say like wait or?
okay, so here's my thing. If you have a friend who has it, get it and have fun with them. That's my thing about it. Like, if you want to play with your friends, if you're looking for a game to play with your friends, then yes, go ahead, get this. It's a great game to play with your friends. If you're looking for a great game where you can just like sink your teeth in and sit back and get engrossed, no, this is not that game. Like, there's really no campaign, there's zero to no story. It's literally just you shooting up the field of aliens and Terminators with your buddies.
Gotcha.
And that's what it is.
All right.
all right. Side
Well,
note for you guys,
mhm.
or side question: have either of you watched Mythic Quest yet on Apple TV?
No.
No,
Okay.
I don't
Well,
even
I
have
don't have
Apple.
Apple TV.
How much is Apple TV?
it's
I was
cheap.
gonna get it. I was gonna get it last summer, and I didn't.
It
I've been thinking I was gonna
it's
get
relatively
it this
cheap. Yeah, if you get it for a deal, or even just get it for a month and binge that show, there's 3 seasons. Season 4, hopefully coming out soon. They don't have a date for it, but we were talking about like the company having server problems and stuff like that. Like this
summer.
this all explores that, in a super hilarious way, and it has Rob McElroy, I think, from It's Always Sunny. So it has that, like, he plays like like he's in like that character almost, like he's from that world, like he's just a narcissist, crazy, over the top character trying to run a company that's running a really successful online video game. So like for a Nerd BS podcast, it is right up your alley. If you're looking for a really binge worthy, I remember binging it like maybe a year ago.
And, you mean Rob McElhenney, right?
Yeah, that's right. I said the wrong name. Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, Mac from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah,
there you go.
I know you're talking about that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys will love it. You guys will love it.
Yeah.
I'll pay for a month of Apple TV. If you don't love it, I'll pay for the month.
Well, I think I still have my free one. I'm not sure, but we'll see.
Yeah,
maybe I'll try it out for free. Maybe. I've been meaning to check it out because you have been mentioning it. You keep bringing it up, and it does sound like something I'd be interested in.
Well, the next season's coming out, and I need to talk to people about it, and I don't know anybody who's watching it, but it's so good. So hopefully, you guys, I'll just keep sprinkling those seeds.
All right. Well, we'll have to check it out. Well, we have one more thing we wanted to talk about today, besides things that have come out or that we have watched. There's a bit of news that kind of has really set the internet on fire, where Xbox exclusives are reportedly potentially going multi-platinum. Now, keep in mind that anything we say here is a lot of hearsay and rumors, because there is supposedly a big business update from Phil Spencer coming in February 15th, which is the weirdest thing. Did you guys see what they're doing to announce or talk about this stuff?
No.
They're doing a podcast.
Nice. Of course
they're just doing an Xbox podcast, and they're going to talk about everything. It's going to be like a round table or something. They're just going to be talking about a lot of this stuff. So I guess some rumors started going out where from what I've understood, and again, this is a lot of rumor, right now, Hi-Fi Rush was already planning on coming to Switch, but apparently now it's going to be coming to PS5. And also Sea of Thieves, I guess, is also being reportedly porting over to PS5, but not Switch, because I don't think Switch can handle it or something.
Probably
but
not.
This started getting all this buzz. I don't know if you've seen all the pictures and everything on the internet, but they were talking about Starfield and Indiana Jones and Gears of War, and there was even mock-ups of Halo coming to PS5 and all sorts of things. There was so much buzz. Now, all of that is not even close to happening, but what do you guys what are you guys thinking about this? Like, is this interesting? Is this crazy? Do you think it's completely bogus? What are you guys thinking?
I always go back and forth on exclusive games. Like, I always struggle with it. I'm always like, yeah, there should be exclusives for only certain platforms and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand how Xbox is going to stay in the game if they start sending their games to PS5. That's
well, they own the rights.
So yeah, every game that if they own the rights, every game that they sell. So each time they sell a copy on PS5 or on Switch, they get the profit for it.
And remember, they just took over Activision.
Yep.
They just purchased, which is huge,
but like, I don't know if Sony is pretty huge too. I don't know if they'd share. They've got to be
not as big as Microsoft.
Not nearly as big, but they're outselling them console wise. So I think I get what your point is, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, console wise, they are bigger in my opinion.
Right.
They're not saying PlayStation's market wise, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe not. I could be wrong. I think PlayStation's bigger than Xbox, but Xbox is a subsidiary of Microsoft, and Microsoft's way bigger than PlayStation.
Yes. Yeah. Microsoft is bigger than Sony, but PlayStation is bigger than Xbox, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I don't know if that's really
you're
true.
Absolutely right.
But, yeah.
But if you break it down, if you break it down to like Xbox, even though it's a part of Microsoft, Xbox, compared to the competition, which is Sony, is being outdone 2-1 in console sales.
Yeah.
So from a business standpoint, it makes 100% sense. Like, there's double the amount of consoles out there. If we put them out there, if we sell them on that console, we get double the money that we're making now, right? Like, rather than just hoard it on our console.
Really, like, I would say, and really, exclusivity only really matters to an extent. Like, if they keep, for instance, Starfield, let's just say Starfield, right? Because it just came out. They keep Starfield exclusive for 6 months to a year, right? At that point, anybody who was going to buy it when it just came out has already bought it. They already got the Xbox or whatever. At that point, the people who are on PS5 aren't going to go out a year later and go, I really want to play Starfield. I'm going to go buy an Xbox. They're not going to do that. They just won't play it. So if it comes to PlayStation, now they're going to buy it. It's a year later, but if it's on my console, then I don't care anymore.
Yeah, but PlayStation has to be getting some cut from this. They're not just free.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And then what's the cut that PlayStation's getting? Like, that's my question. Like, how much are they getting for this?
Well, they get a normal cut. I don't know what the exact percentage is, but any game that's sold on PlayStation, they get a cut.
So our games price is going to go up because now we're paying for two companies.
See, now there's the question, right? That's the question. Like, will the PS6 just be an absurd amount of money because all the games are coming out on it?
Yeah, everything's out.
That's where it becomes the problem. Yeah. Because there's rumors of Xbox creating a portable device to be focused more on streaming. Will Xbox, like Game Pass, come to like PlayStation at a certain point? There's a lot of rumor. Yeah, there's a lot of potential weirdness that could happen. But I agree with Kyle on that point, because if the hardware becomes monopolized like that, then they're not competing with anybody, and that's not good either. Yeah. That's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's kind of scary is like I don't play on PC, and I don't plan to, because I know like the PC gamers, they're in a whole different world when it comes to this stuff. But
yeah.
Because you can, well, with Sony, some of their stuff it takes forever to get on a PC, but it eventually makes its way there, right? Like you're saying, Alan, if you're just a PC gamer, I'll just wait till a year and it'll be on here, and I can hack it however I want and tweak it the way I want to and play that way. But like, as for console gamers, that's a crazy question. I didn't realize Indiana Jones was going to be an Xbox exclusive.
I did not realize that either.
Yeah, so that's another one I was talking to you about, because it's being made by Bethesda and Machine Games, and Bethesda is owned by Microsoft.
Yeah, when they own them now, yeah.
So that's why. But
and maybe that's what's happening, is that Bethesda, even though they got bought out, they're probably like, hey, we want more sales.
There's a lot of money to be made on PS5, and I was saying that in Discord. I mean, Indiana Jones is not a cheap property. They paid money for that, and they're expected to pay, get that money back to, make up that loss. That's the whole point of getting IP. And if they're only selling to their market, they have a lower chance to get that money back. Whereas if they, branch out to PlayStation 5, I mean, I know myself, I won't sit here and lie to you. If an Indiana Jones came, a brand new high def, like the way this one has been looking, Indiana Jones game comes out for PS5, I'll be getting it. I'll be playing it because I like Indiana Jones. So that's going to be, that's going to be a sell right there. And I'm sure there's many people that are on that same boat. So
that game looks, I'm hopeful for that game. That game looks
so am I. Yeah.
Good. More so than Silent Hill.
I'm a little hesitant because it looks first person. I really wish it wasn't, but I think I'll suffer for it. It looks that good that I'll probably just figure it out.
You're just gonna go play Uncharted, aren't you?
I did love the Uncharted series. I won't say I mean, I'm going through Yakuza's right now, and I'm seeing the Tomb Raider games, like the trilogy that's coming out. And I'm like, I'm hesitant because I'm not hesitant. I want to get it, but I have so much that I'm playing right now that I think I'm gonna wait because that's a trilogy that's gonna go on sale a lot. So I think I'll just wait a little bit.
It will. It'll drop for sure. Mm-hmm. I'm actually playing the Vita Uncharted right now. finally.
I have
playing.
never. That's the only one I haven't played. Is the Vita one.
It's great.
And
They really went heavy on the
Mhm.
touchscreen. Like they're
I
trying to
know.
be a DS game, and I'm like, no, thanks. And I just you could. It's like you
I
could
heard
do
it's
the
good,
touchscreen,
so
or you could press the buttons. I'm like, I'm pressing the buttons. No thanks.
I'm pressing
On
the
the touchscreen.
buttons. That was
Yeah,
cute of
Mm.
you to ask, though.
yeah. Thanks for asking, but no, I'm pressing the buttons. It's great. It's an Uncharted game on handheld.
Yeah,
It's
of course.
it's wonderful.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, so I mean, Sea of Thieves looks fantastic. So if we are getting a PS5, I mean, I'm hoping that I can get a couple people to be pirates with me in a weird, crazy fantasy land because it looks like that's one of the few games. That game and like
Well, I mean, and
uh Flight
Call of Duty
Simulator.
has always been the one in question, right? And they said no,
Yeah,
it's going to be coming out for PlayStation 5, but if Call of Duty comes over, why not the rest of them? Because
Yeah.
yeah.
why not? So yeah, I don't know if you've heard of Call of Duty. It's a small game.
Oh, what? Call of Duty, huh?
Yeah,
I think I played that game on PC when it was World War II, right?
yeah, indie
And,
company.
that was
Yeah, something World War II, something like that.
No, but yeah, that was a concern for a bit for sure because it's a big franchise, and they're losing a lot of people if they cut out the the PlayStation market. And I don't think
Yeah,
at this point in the game, I don't think enough people are willing to go out and purchase an Xbox just to play one game anymore. I
Yeah.
think they'll just play something else.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
there's always that game. There's always that game that people will go over. I mean, they're making a Banjo. Apparently, they're making a Banjo Kazooie remake. So I mean, that
Oh,
might be the
really?
game, right? That's what I was hearing that somewhere that was a possibility.
Why? Like a remake or a new one?
Like a remake, not a.
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I think that's it for us today. We've gone through our topics, so I think we're gonna close it out here. So I guess we'll see you in 2 weeks, hopefully. Thanks for
All
coming
right.
over and listening. See you later.
Bye.
Night.